The day the sky turned red was the day humanity realized it was no longer alone in the universe. It began as a typical Tuesday morning, with people around the globe going about their daily routines. But at 9:47 a.m. UTC, every satellite, radar system, and telescope on and around Earth detected an anomaly at the edge of the solar system. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, lead astronomer at the Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico, was the first to confirm the impossible. "It's not a glitch," she whispered, her eyes wide as she stared at the data streaming across her monitors. "They're here." Within hours, the news spread like wildfire. An alien fleet, vast beyond comprehension, had entered the solar system and was on a direct course for Earth. The ships, if they could be called that, were like nothing humanity had ever conceived. They seemed to bend light around them, appearing as shimmering fractal patterns that hurt the eyes to look at directly. As the fleet approached, governments worldwide scrambled to respond. Emergency sessions were called, military forces were mobilized, and for the first time in history, all of humanity stood united against a common, unknown threat. In Washington, D.C., General Marcus Stone of the newly formed United Earth Defense Force addressed a room full of grim-faced world leaders. "Ladies and gentlemen, we are facing an unprecedented situation. Our combined military might is substantial, but against a force capable of interstellar travel, we must assume we are outgunned and outmatched." President Amara Okafor of the African Union leaned forward, her voice steady despite the tension in the room. "What are our options, General?" Stone's weathered face betrayed no emotion as he replied, "We have 3 primary courses of action. First, we attempt peaceful communication. Second, we prepare for defensive action while trying to ascertain their intentions. Third, we launch a preemptive strike with everything we've got." The room erupted into heated debate. Some argued for immediate aggression, while others pleaded for caution and diplomacy. As the arguments raged, a young woman stepped forward, her presence commanding attention despite her age. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, head of the Global Xenolinguistics Institute, spoke with quiet authority. "We must attempt communication. If we strike first, we lose any chance of peaceful resolution. We need to understand why they're here before we decide how to respond." Her words cut through the chaos, and a tense silence fell over the room. President Li Chen of China nodded slowly. "Dr. Tanaka is right. We must try to talk to them, but we will not do so from a position of weakness. General Stone, mobilize our forces. We will extend one hand in greeting, but keep the other on the trigger." As world leaders debated, the alien fleet continued its inexorable approach. In orbit, the International Space Station became humanity's first line of communication. Commander Jamal Hassan and his crew worked tirelessly to prepare for first contact. "All systems a go," reported flight engineer Sarah O'Neill, her Irish lilt tinged with nervous excitement. "We're ready to transmit on all frequencies." Hassan took a deep breath, acutely aware that he was about to become the first human to address an alien civilization. "This is Commander Jamal Hassan of the International Space Station, representing the people of Earth. We welcome you in peace and hope to establish friendly communication. Please respond on this frequency if you can understand our message." The transmission was sent out in every known human language, accompanied by mathematical sequences designed to demonstrate intelligence and peaceful intent. For hours, there was nothing but silence. Then, without warning, the alien fleet stopped. They hung in space just beyond the moon's orbit, a breathtaking and terrifying sight visible to the naked eye from Earth's surface. Suddenly, every screen on the planet flickered to life. The image that appeared was unlike anything humans had ever seen. It seemed to shift and change, as if struggling to find a form comprehensible to human perception. When it finally stabilized, it revealed a being that defied easy description. The alien had a vaguely humanoid shape, but its skin appeared to be made of swirling, iridescent patterns. Multiple eyes blinked in an unsettling rhythm across what might have been its face. When it spoke, its voice resonated not through the air, but directly in the minds of every human on Earth. People of Earth, the alien voice echoed simultaneously in every language. We are the collective. We have traveled far to reach you. Your world now stands at a crossroads. The choice you make will determine the fate of your species. The message was cryptic, ominous, and left more questions than answers. As billions of humans reeled from the psychic contact, world leaders scrambled to formulate a response. In the White House Situation Room, President Emily Parker of the United States turned to her advisors. What the hell does that mean? What choice? What crossroads? Dr. Tanaka, who had been brought in as a consultant, shook her head. It's unclear, Madam President. Their method of communication suggests a vastly different cognitive process from our own. We need more information. General Stone's face was grim. Ma'am, we need to consider the possibility that this is a prelude to invasion. The fleet's positioning gives them tactical superiority. They could strike at any moment. Parker nodded, her expression resolute. Understood, but we can't jump to conclusions. Dr. Tanaka, work with our best minds to draft a response. We need to engage them in further dialogue, try to understand their intentions. General Stone, discreetly move our forces into defensive positions. I want us ready for any scenario. As Earth's leaders worked to craft a response, the alien fleet remained motionless, a silent, shimmering threat hanging in the sky. Humanity held its collective breath, aware that the next few hours could determine the future of their entire species. In laboratories and military bases around the world, scientists and strategists worked feverishly to analyze every scrap of data from the alien transmission. They sought weaknesses, clues to the aliens' technology, anything that might give humanity an edge if things turned hostile. Meanwhile, in homes and gathering places across the globe, people came together, setting aside old rivalries and differences in the face of this new cosmic challenge. Churches, mosques, and temples were filled with those seeking comfort and answers. Others took to the streets, some in celebration of this new era, others in protest and fear. As the first day of this new chapter in human history drew to a close, one thing became clear. Ready or not, humanity was about to step onto the galactic stage. The question that hung in everyone's mind was whether they would do so as equals, as subjects, or as a species fighting for its very survival. The fate of Earth now rested on the words they would send back to the enigmatic collective, and on humanity's ability to face whatever challenges lay ahead with courage, ingenuity, and unity. As night fell, the alien fleet glimmered in the sky, a constant reminder that the universe was vast, mysterious, and now undeniably within reach. As dawn broke over a world forever changed, humanity awaited a response from the alien collective. The answer came not in words, but in action. The massive alien fleet began to move, spreading out to encircle the Earth in a glittering net of otherworldly technology. At NASA's Mission Control, alarms blared as technicians scrambled to track the aliens' movements. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, now heading Earth's alien observation efforts, barked orders to her team. Get me visuals on every ship. I want to know their capabilities, their weaknesses, everything. The room fell silent as the main screen flickered to life, showing a real-time map of Earth surrounded by countless alien vessels. It was a sobering sight, driving home the vast technological gap between humanity and their visitors. In Washington, D.C., President Emily Parker addressed an emergency session of the United Nations via holographic projection. Her face, etched with determination, filled screens around the world. My fellow citizens of Earth, she began, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment. We stand at a crossroads unlike any in human history. The choice before us will shape the destiny of our species. We must be united, for divided, we will surely fall. As she spoke, the alien collective made their next move. Every communication device on the planet, from smartphones to military-grade transmitters, came to life simultaneously. The message that followed sent shockwaves through humanity. People of Earth, The alien voice resonated in every mind. Your planet harbors resources vital to the survival of countless species across the galaxy. Your position is unfortunate. You have 2 Earth rotations to surrender control of your world and its resources to the collective. Resistance will result in your eradication. Compliance will allow for the preservation of a portion of your population as a servant species. This is not a negotiation. It is mercy. The ultimatum hit like a physical blow. Panic erupted in cities worldwide as the message was relayed. In the UN chamber, stunned silence gave way to outrage and fear. President Parker's hologram flickered as she fought to maintain composure. We've heard their demands. Now we must decide our response. I open the floor to the Security Council. What followed was the most crucial debate in human history. Some nations advocated immediate surrender, arguing that partial survival was better than annihilation. Others called for all-out war, claiming that life under alien subjugation wasn't worth living. Amidst the chaos, an unexpected voice cut through the noise. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the xenolinguistics expert, stepped forward. Esteemed leaders, I believe there's more to this ultimatum than meets the eye. The collective's language, their methods, they're probing us, testing our resolve. We mustn't show weakness. General Marcus Stone nodded in agreement. Dr. Tanaka is right. This smells like a tactical ploy. They're trying to divide us, to see how we react under pressure. I say we call their bluff. As the debate raged on, another development unfolded in low Earth orbit. Commander Jamal Hassan of the International Space Station noticed something odd about the alien fleet's formation. Mission Control, are you seeing this? Hassan's voice crackled over the comm. The alien ships, they're maintaining a perfect geometric pattern. It's almost like what, Commander? Dr. Rodriguez's voice came through, tense with anticipation. Hassan's eyes widened as realization struck, like they're forming a massive antenna, or a weapon. This information quickly made its way to the UN chamber, adding new urgency to the discussions. It was clear that time was running out. Humanity needed a plan, and fast. In a private conference room adjacent to the main chamber, a small group of leaders and experts huddled together. President Parker, her face drawn with worry, addressed the group. We need options. Surrender is off the table, but a frontal assault would be suicide. Ideas, people, now. For a moment, silence reigned. Then, a young military strategist named Captain Zara Chen spoke up. What if we give them what they want, or at least, what they think they want? All eyes turned to her as she continued, her words gaining confidence. The collective wants our resources, right? So let's give them a taste. A Trojan horse of sorts. Dr. Tanaka's eyes lit up with understanding. A deception. We appear to comply, but use it as an opportunity to gather intelligence, maybe even infiltrate their fleet. General Stone nodded slowly, a grim smile forming on his weathered face. It's risky as hell, but it might be our only shot. We'd need a small team, the best of the best, willing to undertake a mission with virtually no chance of return. President Parker absorbed their words, the weight of the decision heavy on her shoulders. After a long moment, she nodded. Do it. Assemble your team, General. Dr. Tanaka, work with them on the linguistic and cultural aspects. We need to make this deception perfect. As the group dispersed to put the plan into motion, Parker turned to her chief of staff. Prepare a response to the collective. Tell them we wish to discuss the terms of our surrender. The next few hours were a whirlwind of activity. Around the world, military forces mobilized under the guise of standing down. In reality, they were positioning themselves for a potential last stand. Meanwhile, in a secret facility deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, a team of Earth's finest began to assemble. Soldiers, scientists, linguists, each chosen for their unique skills and unwavering courage. Captain Zara Chen, the architect of the plan, stood before the assembled group. Her eyes blazed with determination as she spoke. What we're about to attempt has never been done before. The fate of our entire species rests on our shoulders. But make no mistake, we are humanity's best hope. We will not fail. As the team prepared for their impossible mission, President Parker once again addressed the world. Her words were carefully chosen, a masterclass in doublespeak designed to buy time and mislead the collective. Citizens of Earth, she began, her voice broadcast to every corner of the globe, and presumably to the alien fleet above. We have heard the demands of the collective. We understand the position we are in. And so, with heavy hearts but clear minds, we have decided to open negotiations for the terms of our cooperation. The response was immediate. Protests erupted in cities worldwide, cries of betrayal and calls for resistance filling the air. It was a testament to humanity's spirit, their unwillingness to submit even in the face of overwhelming odds, and it was exactly what Earth's leaders had hoped for. For as the world seemed to descend into chaos, a carefully orchestrated plan was being set in motion. In secret labs and hidden bunkers, humanity's best minds worked tirelessly, pushing the boundaries of science and technology in a desperate bid to level the playing field. Aboard the alien mothership, the leaders of the collective observed the unfolding drama on Earth with detached interest. Their multifaceted eyes blinked in complex patterns, communicating in ways no human could comprehend. The humans react as predicted. One alien thought spoke to the others. Their division will be their downfall. Another alien entity pulsed with a different perspective. Do not underestimate them. There is unpredictability in their chaos. We must remain vigilant. As the aliens debated, unaware of the true nature of humanity's response, the clock ticked down. In less than 24 hours, Earth would either fall to alien dominion or strike back in a way that would shake the very foundations of the galaxy. In the hidden facility, Captain Chen looked over her team one last time. Engineers were putting the finishing touches on a ship unlike any ever built by human hands. A hybrid of Earth's most advanced technology and reverse-engineered alien systems glimpsed from afar. "This is it, people," Chen addressed her crew, her voice steady despite the enormity of their task. "In a few hours we launch. Our mission is clear: infiltrate the alien mothership, gather intelligence, and if possible, find a way to turn their technology against them. The fate of Earth is in our hands." As the covert team made their final preparations, the rest of humanity held its breath. The alien fleet loomed above, a constant reminder of the threat they faced. But in pockets of resistance around the globe, hope began to flicker. For as long as humans had looked to the stars, they had imagined this moment, first contact, the challenge of an alien threat. Now that it had arrived, humanity was determined to prove that they were more than equal to the task. The stage was set, the players were in position, and as Earth rotated once more, blissfully unaware of its peril, the greatest battle in human history was about to begin. The pre-dawn sky shimmered with the ethereal glow of the alien fleet as humanity's daring plans sprang into action. In a remote launch facility, disguised as an abandoned mining operation, Captain Zara Chen and her hand-picked team made their final preparations. The ship they would use for their infiltration mission was a marvel of human ingenuity and desperate innovation. Dubbed the Nightshade, it incorporated salvaged alien technology and humanity's most advanced stealth systems. Its hull was covered in a newly developed metamaterial that, in theory, would allow it to mimic the visual distortion effect of the alien vessels. As the team boarded, Dr. Yuki Tanaka performed last-minute checks on their translation devices. "Remember," she cautioned, "these are based on limited data. They should allow basic communication, but nuance may be lost. Trust your instincts." Captain Chen nodded grimly. "Understood, Doctor. We'll be in touch as long as we can maintain secure communications." She turned to her team, a mix of elite soldiers and brilliant scientists. "This is it, people. What we do today will determine the fate of our entire species. Failure is not an option." With a barely perceptible hum, the Nightshade lifted off. As it ascended through the atmosphere, the ship's cloaking technology engaged, rendering it nearly invisible to both human and alien detection systems. Meanwhile, in capitals around the world, humanity's leaders enacted the next phase of their plan. President Emily Parker addressed the collective, her voice broadcast across all frequencies. "Representatives of the collective," she began, her tone a carefully crafted mix of deference and dignity. "We have considered your ultimatum. As a gesture of our willingness to cooperate, we are sending a delegation to discuss the terms of our integration into your society." As she spoke, the Nightshade approached the massive alien mothership. The vessel was a behemoth that defied human comprehension, its surface a shifting maze of geometric patterns and pulsing energy. Inside the Nightshade, tension was palpable. Lieutenant Aisha Khoury, the team's tech specialist, monitored their approach. "Captain, we're detecting an opening in the alien ship's outer hull. It appears to be inviting us in." Chen's eyes narrowed. "It's a trap or a test. Either way, we have no choice. Take us in, Lieutenant." As the Nightshade entered the alien vessel, the team was bathed in an otherworldly light. Strange symbols and patterns danced across every surface, creating a disorienting effect. "Stay focused," Chen commanded. "Remember your training. We find their command center, gather intel, and if possible, sabotage their systems." The team disembarked, their steps cautious on the alien surface that seemed to shift beneath their feet. They moved deeper into the ship, guided by faint energy signatures that their instruments interpreted as potential power sources. Suddenly, a group of aliens rounded a corner. The beings were even more bizarre up close. Their bodies seemed to be composed of swirling energy patterns, barely contained within a vaguely humanoid form. Dr. Tanaka stepped forward, activating her translation device. "Greetings," she said, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "We come as representatives of Earth to discuss our future cooperation." The aliens regarded them silently for a moment, their multifaceted eyes blinking in complex patterns. Then, to the humans' surprise, they responded in perfect English. "Your presence here is unexpected," the lead alien said, its voice resonating directly in their minds. "Follow us. The Overseer will determine your fate." As they were led deeper into the ship, Chen and her team exchanged wary glances. This wasn't part of the plan, but it might be their best chance to gather crucial information. Back on Earth, the alien fleet's strange behavior had not gone unnoticed. In the secret command center beneath the Rocky Mountains, General Marcus Stone received urgent reports. "Sir," a young analyst called out, "we're detecting massive energy fluctuations within the alien fleet. It's like they're arguing with each other." Stone's eyes narrowed. What the hell is going on up there? Aboard the mothership, Chen's team was brought before the Overseer, a being of pure energy, its form barely constrained within a shimmering containment field. The chamber they stood in seemed to be the heart of the ship, pulsing with power and information. The Overseer's voice boomed in their minds. "Humans, your presence here violates protocol. Explain yourselves." Dr. Tanaka stepped forward, her mind racing to adapt their prepared statements to this unexpected situation. "Great Overseer, we come seeking understanding. Our world stands ready to join the collective, but we wish to know our place within it." As Tanaka spoke, Lieutenant Khoury discreetly activated a hidden device, beginning to siphon data from the alien systems. The risk was enormous, but so was the potential payoff. The Overseer's form flickered, its energy patterns shifting rapidly. "Your deception is amusing. Did you believe we would not detect your true intentions?" Chen's hand moved to her weapon, but before she could act, the chamber erupted into chaos. Alarms blared, and the ship shuddered violently. "Overseer," an alien subordinate's thoughts rang out. "The humans, their global defense systems have activated. They're launching a massive counterattack." Confusion reigned as the alien leaders argued amongst themselves, their thoughts a cacophony of conflicting strategies and recriminations. In the chaos, Chen saw their opportunity. "Now," she shouted. Her team sprang into action, deploying a series of devices throughout the chamber. Some released a specially designed electromagnetic pulse, while others began transmitting a virus tailored to exploit weaknesses in the alien systems that Earth's best hackers had theorized might exist. The effect was immediate and devastating. The alien ship's systems went haywire, its defenses dropping and its communication with the rest of the fleet severed. As alarms blared and confusion spread through the alien ranks, Chen turned to her team. "Back to the Nightshade. Move." They fought their way back through the twisting corridors of the alien ship, the structure itself seeming to rebel against them as systems failed and gravity fluctuated wildly. Just as they reached their ship, a group of alien guards cornered them. Chen raised her weapon, prepared for a last stand, when suddenly the aliens' forms flickered and dissipated. "Captain," Curry called out, checking her instruments. "The virus, it's working. It's disrupting their ability to maintain physical form." With no time to marvel at this unexpected development, the team boarded the Nightshade and launched, narrowly escaping as the mothership began to break apart. As they raced back towards Earth, the true scale of what they had accomplished became clear. The alien fleet was in disarray, their command structure disrupted, and their technology failing. Chen opened a channel to Earth. "Mission Control, this is Nightshade. Operation Trojan Horse was a success. I repeat, success. The alien threat has been neutralized." Cheers erupted in control rooms and command centers around the world. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger universe, and against all odds, they had emerged victorious. But as the Nightshade descended through Earth's atmosphere, Captain Chen couldn't shake the feeling that this was only the beginning. The galaxy, they now knew, was a far more complex and dangerous place than they had ever imagined. As dawn broke over a world forever changed, humanity looked to the stars with new eyes, no longer in fear, but with a fierce determination to claim their place among the cosmos. As the Nightshade streaked through Earth's atmosphere, the true scale of the conflict unfolding became apparent. The alien fleet, though in disarray, was far from defeated. Pockets of resistance formed among the invaders, and battles erupted in orbit and in skies around the globe. Captain Zara Chen's voice crackled over the global military channel. "All units, this is Nightshade. We've dealt the enemy a significant blow, but the fight isn't over. Prepare for heavy engagement." In Washington, D.C., President Emily Parker stood in the war room, surrounded by holographic displays showing the chaotic battle unfolding above. General Marcus Stone's gruff voice cut through the tension. "Madam President, now's our chance. With their command structure disrupted, we can press our advantage." Parker nodded grimly. "Give the order, General. Operation Thunderbolt is a go." Around the world, humanity's carefully hidden weapons platforms came to life. Railguns on the moon, orbital laser arrays disguised as satellites, and swarms of next-generation fighter craft launched from hidden bases. The counter-attack had begun in earnest. In low Earth orbit, Commander Jamal Hassan and the crew of the International Space Station found themselves on the front lines. "This is ISS to all Earth forces," Hassan's steady voice transmitted. "We're in position to provide real-time intel on enemy movements." As the battle raged, Dr. Elena Rodriguez coordinated Earth's scientific efforts from a bunker beneath the Atacama Desert. All research teams focus on decrypting that alien data. "We need to understand their weaknesses, their motivations, everything." The skies above every major city became war zones. In Shanghai, swarms of drones engaged alien fighters in a deadly dance among skyscrapers. Over the Amazon rainforest, cloaked human bombers struck at alien resource extraction attempts. The Mediterranean Sea boiled as energy weapons exchanged fire with experimental human plasma cannons. Aboard the Nightshade, now serving as an impromptu command ship, Captain Chen received updates from around the globe. "Lieutenant Curry, what's the status of that alien virus we deployed?" Curry's fingers danced over holographic controls. "It's spreading through their network, Captain. Their ships are losing cohesion, some even phasing out of our reality entirely. But they're adapting, developing countermeasures. Chen's eyes narrowed. Then we need to push harder. Dr. Tanaka, any progress on communicating with potential alien defectors? The xenolinguist nodded, her face illuminated by shifting alien symbols. Yes, Captain. Some factions within the collective seem to be questioning their leadership. I'm attempting to establish dialogue. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the nightshade. Massive energy spike detected. Curry shouted, "It's coming from the moon." All eyes turned to the view screens as a colossal alien vessel, easily dwarfing the mothership they had infiltrated, emerged from the dark side of the moon. Its surface rippled with otherworldly energies, distorting the very fabric of space around it. "By all that's holy," Chen whispered, "it's their real command ship. Everything before this was just a vanguard." The alien supervessel's arrival changed the tide of the battle. Waves of reinforcements poured from its hangar bays, and strange energies began to interfere with Earth's defensive systems. In the Atacama bunker, Dr. Rodriguez's team made a breakthrough. "We've decoded part of their database," she exclaimed. "The collective, they're not invaders, they're refugees." The revelation spread quickly through Earth's command structure. The collective, it turned out, was fleeing from an even greater threat, a force that consumed entire galaxies. Earth was to be their new home, their last refuge. This information presented a moral dilemma that threatened to divide humanity's leadership. Some argued for continued resistance, unwilling to sacrifice their world. Others saw an opportunity for a diplomatic solution. As the debate raged, the battle reached a fever pitch. Earth's forces fought valiantly, but they were being steadily pushed back. The alien supervessel began to power up a weapon of unimaginable destructive capability, aimed at the heart of human civilization. In this darkest hour, an unexpected voice cut through the chaos. Lieutenant Aisha Curry, her eyes wide with sudden understanding, called out, "Captain, I found a pattern in their code. It's not just a language, it's a key to their entire technology." Chen turned to her, hope flickering in her eyes. "Can you use it?" Curry nodded, her fingers already flying over her console. "I think I can do more than that. I can give us control of their entire network." As Earth's defenses crumbled and the alien superweapon prepared to fire, Curry initiated her desperate hack. For a moment, the entire battlefield seemed to hold its breath. Then, miraculously, the alien ships froze in space. Their weapons powered down, their shields flickered and died. The supervessel's weapons sputtered and went dark. Chen's voice, filled with awe and relief, broke the silence. "All Earth forces, stand down. I repeat, stand down. The enemy fleet is under our control." A cheer went up from every corner of the globe. Against all odds, humanity had snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. But as the dust settled, the true challenge became clear. What to do with their sudden, awesome power over a refugee race fleeing an unimaginable threat? As the sun rose on a new day, Earth's leaders convened to decide the fate not just of their world, but potentially of multiple civilizations. The battle for Earth was over, but the war for the future of the galaxy had only just begun. In the aftermath of humanity's unexpected victory, a tense calm settled over the Earth. The alien fleet hung motionless in orbit, their vast ships now under human control thanks to Lieutenant Curry's brilliant hack. But this triumph brought with it a heavy burden of responsibility and a host of new challenges. In a secure conference room deep within the United Nations headquarters in New York, world leaders and key figures from the recent conflict gathered to determine the path forward. The atmosphere was charged with a mix of exhaustion, elation, and uncertainty. President Emily Parker stood at the head of the table, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment. "Ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves in an unprecedented situation. We have won the battle, but the war, the true war, may just be beginning." Dr. Elena Rodriguez, freshly arrived from the Atacama bunker, stepped forward. Our analysis of the alien database is ongoing, but we've confirmed our initial findings. The collective is indeed a refugee civilization, fleeing from a cosmic horror they call the Void. It's some kind of extra-dimensional entity that consumes entire galaxies. A murmur of disbelief ran through the room. General Marcus Stone's gruff voice cut through the chatter. Are we seriously considering this? For all we know, this could be another deception. Captain Zara Chen, still wearing her battle-worn uniform, shook her head. With respect, General, I don't think so. What we saw up there, the desperation in their actions, it fits. They weren't just invading, they were fighting for survival. Dr. Yuki Tanaka nodded in agreement. The linguistic and cultural data support this. Their entire society is structured around escape and preservation. They've been running for a long, long time. President Parker's eyes narrowed. So we have two questions before us. First, what do we do with the collective now that we have control of their fleet? And second, how do we prepare for this greater threat they were fleeing? The debate that followed was heated. Some argued for using the alien technology to bolster Earth's defenses, effectively imprisoning the collective. Others pushed for a more cooperative approach, seeing the potential for an alliance against the coming darkness. As the arguments raged, Lieutenant Isa Curry, who had been quietly working on a console in the corner, suddenly spoke up. "Excuse me, Madam President, but I think you all need to see this." All eyes turned to the main screen as Corey projected her findings. "I've been diving deeper into the alien systems, and I've discovered something incredible. Their technology, it's not just advanced, it's adaptive. It evolves. And right now, it's integrating with our systems in ways I never thought possible." Dr. Rodriguez leaned forward, her eyes wide. "Are you saying their tech is merging with ours?" Corey nodded excitedly. "More than that. It's completing ideas our scientists have only dreamed of. Faster-than-light travel, energy shields, even technology that could, theoretically, alter the fabric of space-time itself." A hush fell over the room as the implications sank in. It was Commander Jamal Hassan, attending via hologram from the ISS, who broke the silence. "Don't you see? This is why the collective came here. They didn't just need a new home. They needed us. Our creativity, our drive, our unique way of looking at the universe. Together, we might stand a chance against the Void." President Parker's eyes lit up with understanding. A symbiosis. Their technology, our innovation. It's not about conquering or surrendering, it's about collaboration. Captain Chen stood, her posture resolute. "Madam President, I propose we open a dialogue with the collective leadership, not as conquerors, but as potential allies. We offer them sanctuary in exchange for full cooperation in preparing for the greater threat." The room erupted in discussion, but there was a new energy now, a sense of purpose and hope. As the debate continued, plans began to form. Earth would need to be transformed, its industries retooled for the coming challenge. The collective's refugees would need to be integrated, their knowledge and skills harnessed. But even as humanity grappled with these monumental tasks, a new threat loomed. At the edge of the solar system, long-range sensors detected a disturbance in space-time. The Void, it seemed, had followed the collective to Earth. President Parker's voice cut through the chaos. "We don't have the luxury of time for debate any longer. Humanity faces its greatest challenge, not just for our survival, but for the survival of countless species across the galaxy. We must act now." With unanimous vote, Operation Cosmic Shield was initiated. As alarms sounded across the globe, calling all of humanity to action, the recently battling species found themselves united against a common, unfathomable enemy. In orbit, the combined human collective fleet began to mobilize. On Earth, scientists and engineers from both civilizations worked feverishly to unlock the full potential of their merged technologies. And at the very edge of the solar system, the first line of defense began to form against the approaching cosmic horror. The universe held its breath as two unlikely allies prepared to make their stand against the encroaching darkness. The fate of not just Earth, but of all life in the galaxy, hung in the balance. The final battle was about to begin. The void loomed at the edge of the solar system, a cosmic aberration that defied description. It was absence given form, a hungry darkness that consumed light, matter, and even the fabric of space-time itself. As it approached, reality itself seemed to warp and twist. In Earth orbit, the combined human collective fleet assembled in a dazzling display of unity and technological prowess. Ships of all shapes and sizes, some purely human, others alien, and many a hybrid of both, formed intricate defensive patterns. Aboard the flagship Horizon, a marvel of human ingenuity and alien technology, Captain Zora Chen stood on the bridge, surrounded by a mixed crew of humans and former collective members. "All ships report ready," Captain Lieutenant Curry announced, her fingers dancing over holographic controls that pulsed with alien energy. Chen nodded, her face set with determination. "Initiate Operation Cosmic Shield." Across the solar system, massive generators hummed to life. On Earth, on Mars, on the moons of Jupiter and Saturn, and even on distant Pluto, devices of mind-bending complexity began to spin up. These were the fruits of the human collective collaboration, space-time stabilizers designed to reinforce the very structure of reality against the void's entropy. Dr. Elena Rodriguez's voice crackled over the comms from her command center on Earth. "The stabilizer network is online. We're already seeing a 20% reduction in space-time distortion at the system's edge." But the void was not to be denied so easily. As it pressed against the invisible barrier created by the stabilizers, cracks began to appear. Tendrils of nothingness probed the defenses, seeking weakness. "It's adapting," Dr. Yuki Tanaka exclaimed, her eyes wide as she interpreted the alien data streams. "The void, it's not just a force of nature, it's intelligent." Chen's jaw clenched. "Then we need to be smarter. All ships, execute maneuver Theta 9. Deploy the phase shift warheads." The fleet moved in perfect synchronization, a dance of technology and strategy never before seen in the galaxy. Missiles streaked towards the void, carrying payloads designed to reinforce pockets of reality within the encroaching nothingness. For a moment, it seemed to work. The void's advance slowed, its formless mass rippling with what might have been confusion. But then it surged forward with renewed vigor, swallowing entire squadrons of ships. "We're losing ground." General Stone's gruff voice boomed from the Earth Command Center. "The stabilizer network can't hold much longer." As hope began to fade, an unexpected voice cut through the chaos. It was one of the collective refugees, a being of swirling energy named Zix 427. "Humans, we have overlooked a critical variable. The void seeks balance, not just destruction. It is the universe's response to unchecked expansion." Dr. Rodriguez's eyes widened with sudden understanding. "Of course, we're not fighting a war, we're correcting a cosmic imbalance." With this new perspective, a daring plan was formed. Instead of fighting the void directly, they would attempt to communicate with it, to understand its purpose, and find a way to coexist. Using the merged human collective technology, they created a device unlike anything the universe had ever seen, a cosmic translator that could interface directly with the fundamental forces of reality. As the void pressed closer, threatening to engulf the entire solar system, Captain Chen gave the order. "Activate the translator. Let's talk to this thing." The device hummed to life, sending pulses of energy and information into the heart of the void. For several tense moments, nothing seemed to happen. Then suddenly, the void's advance halted. Streams of data flooded back through the translator, a cosmic dialogue beyond human comprehension. Dr. Tanaka, linked directly to the device, gasped in awe. "It's beautiful. The void, it's not evil. It's a cosmic caretaker, maintaining the balance of the universe." Through the translator, they negotiated a truce. The Void would spare their galaxy in exchange for humanity's help in maintaining cosmic equilibrium. The human collective alliance would become guardians of reality itself, using their combined knowledge and technology to prevent the unchecked expansion that had attracted the Void in the first place. As the immediate threat receded, shears erupted across the fleet and on Earth. Humanity had not only survived its trial by fire, but had emerged as a linchpin species in the cosmic order. In the days that followed, the solar system buzzed with activity. The collective refugees began to integrate into Earth's society, sharing their knowledge and culture. Humanity, for its part, was forever changed, no longer alone in the universe, and now bearing the responsibility of cosmic stewardship. Captain Chen stood on the observation deck of the horizon, gazing out at the stars. Earth shone blue and beautiful below, now ringed with a combined fleet that stood as a symbol of their incredible journey. "Captain," Lieutenant Curry approached, a smile on her face. "We're receiving transmissions from across the galaxy. Other civilizations have noticed the retreat of the Void. They're calling us the Guardians." Chen nodded, a mix of pride and humility washing over her. "Then we have work to do, Lieutenant. The universe is waiting." As the horizon turned towards deep space, ready to embark on its first mission as part of the new Cosmic Guard, Chen couldn't help but marvel at how far they had come. From a species on the brink of subjugation to the protectors of cosmic balance, humanity had truly found its place among the stars. The universe, vast and mysterious, pulsed with new possibilities, and at its heart, our alliance forged in the crucible of existential threat stood ready to face whatever challenges awaited. The human adventure was just beginning.